Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my garden on this glorious spring day, and what's better than do some planting on such a wonderful day. And I have just the right plant here, some wonderful Cyclamen Coum. I have 15 in total and I have just the perfect location for them. They're the spring flowering cyclamen, but to be fair, they already start flowering in winter. So everybody who wants to have more winter interest and winter beauty in your garden, this might be just the perfect and right plant for you. So the way on how I want to structure today's video is, first of all, I want to show you the area where I want to plant these. Then I want to give you some detailed information about this specimen, do some planting, and in the end show you how this area is going to look. So I hope you're excited to join me in my garden today. Look who's with us in the garden, Alfie, already with her stick. Oh, you want me to play with you? Well, you have to give me the stick then. Well, this is going to happen in a moment, right? When I start planting, he's definitely going to come, and then I can throw the stick for her. So first of all, let me introduce you into this area where I want to plant those beautiful cyclamen. Here on the right, you can tell I have a box hedge which is completely dead. I'll remove everything. All of this happened last summer, and I still had hopes that maybe it's going to come back, but it doesn't. It's just dead as a doornail. What I will do as well is I will move the kitchen garden. All of these 3 raised beds are going to go to the back of a garden onto my terrace garden, where I think that they will look really nice and I can just plant some beautiful things there. The boxwoods are going to go, which opens up quite a big area here. All of this is already brand new, so whatever you see here on this side of the garden is standing pretty much just for a year at this point. So nothing really has rooted and nothing really is established. You can tell that there are a lot of ornamental grasses and perennials, which means I have to cut back a lot. And moving forward, some of those areas I want to put in some more shrubs, and especially some smaller shrubs, so I don't have to do too much and I don't have to cut them back too frequently or too often. So it will be at least a little easier and carefree. For example, what I already have here, I have 2 burning bushes, Euonymus altus, I hope I say it right, Little Moses Odem. They have the most fantastic autumnal foliage. I have some fumewort here. Now you can see the shadow of my phone and the cable. They're very small still. I bought them as a bargain last year, 3 of them for €1. But you know what? They survive, they're going to thrive, and I think it's going to a year or 2 and then they will look really nice. What I want to do in the back there, have another big clump of Cornus midwinter fire, which I already have in the back of a garden. You know what? Let me just see if I can go there. Yes. Can you see it? Fire engine red branches. Aren't they pretty? They work really well here. I'm on top of a dike, so I thought it's a little iffy if a plant that likes quite a lot of moisture is actually going to thrive, and it does. So it's not as tricky as I initially thought it might be. So I'm going to have another wonderful clump of those here. Then in the back of a garden, I have an eastern sweet shrub. I think they're also called Carolina allspice, if I'm not wrong, which is going to go into this entire new area too. So there will be quite a lot of shrubs, especially the cornus is nice because yes, it is a winter interest, but the autumn interest is pretty big too. The foliage changes color to a rusty golden color. And now I want to come in with big clumps of the cyclamen and Alfie, so that from a distance you really have these like pops of color. Then there will be the red fiery branches of the corners. And I think that this is really going to be a nice corner. So obviously I can't have winter interest everywhere in the garden, but I think it's good to create some wonderful corners. I also want to put more snowdrops in between there. So I have the snowdrops, I have the cyclamen, and then I have the branches of the corners. What I want to do next is give you some quick information about these plants before we start planting. Alfie has a chestnut here. And don't ask me where that chestnut comes from, because I do have a chestnut tree in the garden, but it never had fruit up until this point. So I'm kind of predicting that a bird came in with that, lost it, and then Alfie found it and now is munching on it, or basically playing she wants me to throw it for her. So there you go. Whenever you plant something in your garden, I think it's sometimes really good and interesting to understand and know where do plants naturally grow, and especially to follow one of my favorite phrases from the great Beth Chatto, right plant for the right place. So Cyclamen Coum, they are not naturally growing here. They are from the Caucasus. They also grow in Bulgaria, Turkey, areas of Israel. And the very interesting part is that they grow in 2 kind of different areas. They're very happy growing in the woodland area, but at the same time, they would grow on a rather exposed hillside. And those areas are totally different because woodland plants normally love to bask in the sun of winter and spring. And then as summer comes, they are in dapple shade of the canopy of the trees. Rather, when they are on the hillside, they are pretty much exposed to the sun most of the time and also more to the elements. But that is quite good because that means you can grow them in really different areas of your garden, and this is exactly what I do. One of the things that I notice though is when you put them somewhere in partly shade, they thrive best, especially if they are protected throughout the summer month from the harsh sun of noontime. I have them in a south-facing area like this, where they have a lot of sun. They're okay, but I have them in a similar area where they are not exposed to the sun during noontime, and they just do a lot better. In terms of soil, they are not fuzzy. They don't love alkaline soil. They can tolerate acidic soil like most of the woodland plants do. Neutral soil is very well for them. They like to thrive somewhere where it's not waterlogged, so boggy areas are not good for them. But well drained is just perfect. What I will do is I still have quite a lot of leaf compost or leaf mulch, which I'm going to come in and dig under. And what that does is it is low nutrition, but it loftens up the soil, so these plants can root in very well, and it holds moisture pretty nice, which is good when it is a little bit drier, even though if they dry out, they can still cope with that. They're not going to die back if you don't water them every single day. So they're really no fuzzy plants. In terms of color, here I have a wonderful blush variety. They also come in pink or in white, and the foliage is interesting. It's deciduous. They are dark green with a little bit of a silvery pattern on there. Some of them have a lot of the silver. Well, the neighbor comes now with his tractor, so what we're going to do is we start planting. That was a very quick planting project, 15 little cute cyclamen in the ground. And now I can also go a little closer so you can really get to see the colors. Aren't they pretty? Very delicate, soft, pale blush, and then the center is more like a berry tone. It's really interesting, like very dark pinkish, beautiful, wonderful foliage too. Can you see the marking actually on one of them here? You can see a little bit of it. Luckily, I still had a big clump of snowdrops. Nobody could really see them. So I lifted that clump and divided it into 3 smaller clumps at the front, somewhere here in the middle. And I think this really rounds up this entire ensemble for now. And if I just go back a little bit, I already stepped inside into the house because I have a straight view from the entrance area of the house. Hello, Alfie. All the way down here, and suddenly I see color, and it's so fresh and nice and good. And I think this was just the right thing that I needed here. Yeah, I really can't wait to finally get cracking with this entire project here. Before I will do it, I'm going to start cutting back, or well, continue cutting back, because already I did quite a lot, like the island bat here. Everything is already stripped back in the back there too. So now you can see all the rubble from the neighbor. So I'm not going to show you too much of that. But in general, I think this is really cute. I'm really looking forward to see how this entire area is going to develop. And I can't wait to finally lift these brown dead boxwoods here. If we just walk quickly to the back, you can tell that some are actually still green and alive, but it's just the last 1.5 meters or so. And I'm just done with that. I'm really going to lift all of them. So that is my little planting for today, which, by the way, was a wonderful project. If you're only cutting back in the garden, try to do something which is something different. Like a little planting project like this just makes you happy, because you already see my bucket standing there. Because in the meantime, the neighbor was pretty noisy with his tractor for quite some hours. So I continued cutting back. And that's exactly what I'm going to do to make the most out of this really wonderful afternoon. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you had as much fun with my little planting project as I did. I'm going to grab my secateurs now and continue chopping back all of the grasses and to give room for all the fresh new growth. So thank you so much for giving me a thumbs up for this video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, and I'd be very happy to welcome you very soon again here in my garden. Up until then, take care guys. Bye.